Hi there, welcome back to my views and news. Just one news story in this video. Jawar Mohammed, Oromo opposition politician who is on political offensive these days, has held a meeting with an Amhara key figure. The man from the Amhara region is also in exile. Was this a proper planned meeting or just a brief interaction between the two figures? Firstly, I told you in recent videos that at some point, Jawar will definitely interact with other ethnic groups, with other opposition parties, with other politicians. He is showing himself as a nationalist politician. It does not want to disturb, it does not want to lose his support base, which is basically Romeo. At the same time, he wants to sell himself as acceptable to other ethnic groups, to other regions as well. Yes, the main fight between Jawar and Abi is for the control of Oromia. But if one of them manages to control Oromia, then definitely he will have to have good relations with other ethnic groups, other regions, other uh, power players to rise to power in Ethiopia. I mentioned about a likely engagement between Jawar and TPLF in a video yesterday. Because in his book, Jawar wrote that Abiy wants to crush both TPLF and himself, Jar. And it means that the two have the same enemy. They are natural allies. So at some point, you could see this alliance. Though it's too early to say that uh, it will happen. And by the way, nothing wrong with that. I have been saying that Ethiopian politicians, key diaspora individuals, political parties, they have every right to be politically active. Abiy is denying political rights to people, to opposition parties. But opposition parties, if they continue struggling separately, they won't be able to pose any serious political challenge to Abiy. So they stand better chances of success if they manage to organize themselves, if they manage to unite. So far, no one is active. Only Jawar has taken the first step, that he has written a book. He is criticizing the government. He is starting his campaign for the next election in social media. You are seeing him interviewed as well. Mogus interviewed him, I think. So on different platforms, not just on platforms of Oromo journalists, Jawar is being interviewed on international news channels as well. Websites are also interviewing Jawar. A meeting has been held between Jawar Mohammed and Varko Etenau. Who is Varko Etenau? I think Ethiopians know him very well. Varko is an Amhara businessman, and Varko was a staunch supporter of Fano during the war against TPL when Tigray fighters entered Amhara region in 2021. Varko wore military uniform. He allocated his financial resources to build Fano. He took up arms. He provided training ground to Fano fighters in Benishangal Gumus, in Amhara region as well. He funded Fano's activities. But last year, when the Ethiopian government launched a dismantlement operation against Fano, Warko, Warko's relations with the federal government turned sour, and Warko's factories were raided. In Debre Morcos, one of his factories was raided. He was accused of allowing his factory to be used by Fano fighters for staging attacks on military. So Warko was in danger. He decided to flee the country. He is not in Ethiopia. Jawar is not in Ethiopia as well. Both are in self exile, you can say. Both are not in a position to return. Both are wanted. Abiy won't allow the two to return. Abiy accuses Warko of supporting Fano, and he accuses Jawar of fueling a new conflict in Ethiopia. The two met in Germany, reportedly. Jawar and Warko met in Germany. People say it was a brief meeting. I could not confirm the type of things discussed by the two sides. But since both of them are being victimized by the government, so they are allies. So in the past, Jawar has been critical of some groups in Amhara. Warko supports Fano. Fano has been critical of groups in Oromia as well. But since they have common enemy, and that is the Ethiopian government, Ethiopian Abiy, that is why they have held some meetings. Can they form any strategic alliance against the government to ensure their safe return? I think they might work to form such an alliance. Amhara politicians, Amhara businessmen in exile, Tigrayans too, maybe some groups in Oromia, Jawar, all can start uh, behind the scenes contacts, which will not be made public. It would be premature to say that they are in talks and they want to form a broad political alliance. But that could happen. And nothing wrong with that, by the way. When these leaders meet of different ethnic groups, when they meet, it always creates a better atmosphere of ethnic harmony. It's not that Jawar should meet Bakli Garba only, or Warko should only meet Gaidu. No, I think different ethnic group leaders, workers should hold discussions, and they should make joint plans, political plans about the future of Ethiopia. They have every right to do that. This right should not be denied. Let's see what happens. People are making claims that Jawar and Warko analyzed how to overthrow the government, what are likely scenarios about the collapse of the government. I don't know what they discussed. So it would be unfair to say what they discussed and what they have decided to do. Only confirmation is that they met in Germany reportedly. Thank you for watching.